Hello everyone, welcome back to another recap. So, this is a really good week for me because it's the week that I got out of drawdown on my funded account and managed to take a payout. So, I will kind of briefly go through the trading week. Starting off my first trade of the week, I was looking for, on Tuesday, I was looking for sells. We were tapping into this daily fair value gap, and we had a previous day high SMT, and I was looking for sells. That day was a bit of an annoying day because, as you can see, let me actually pull it up on the chart. But I was looking at this previous day high SMT right here, and I took this trade because we had a previous day high SMT inside a daily fair value gap and also a previous 90-minute high SMT right off the open. I entered right here and I got stopped out. I got stopped out only for price to just kind of like invalidate the 5-minute SMT and then just crash lower. So this was a bit of a painful day because as you can see, like, the bias was correct, but just the timing was wrong, and then I wasn't a part of this move. I just had to kind of like see it run away from me, which was painful. But the next day was the big day that I managed to get out of drawdown. I took like a 4.5 R trade. Overall, I was looking at the daily, still bearish. Because we responded bearishly off that daily fair value gap. We're continuing lower. I'm expecting lower prices overall. So on the 90-minute chart, we didn't have a previous day high SMT, but what we did have was, if we go here, we took out, oh my gosh, where am I? We took out liquidity in the range. So imagine this is the 90-minute range. During session, we came up, took out this swing high inside this fair value gap, right? Inside this big fair value gap, and we had a 15 and 5-minute SMT on the highs. And overall, my high time frame bias is bearish. 90-minute range is bearish. We swept liquidity. This is a good place to see a sell-off. And that was the trade that I took. I took this trade. So that swing high is this red line, and then this is just me showing that we had an SMT on the highs. And then when we had this change in state delivery, I entered. This is like the perfect SMT model trade because this is exactly kind of where you want to be positioned, because as price started to push down, and then when we had this big initial push, like past these lows here, past this like support level, I brought stops to break even. And then when we went all the way down here, my final target was all the way down here. I mean, not all, like, it was just a bit further, but I was looking at my account and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm out of drawdown and I'm like $700 in profit. And if I take it out now, I can just take a payout as well. So I just decided to do that. I mean, I closed the trade for 4.5R, and that was a pretty good decision, because as you can see, price just kind of like stalled after I took profits here. So that was like my biggest trade that I've ever taken, and it was such an important trade. Yeah, so I got the certificate here. This is my FTMO payout, $550, which, it doesn't seem like that much, but also I was refunded the challenge fee that I spent on this. So that was like $600. So overall it was like over $1,100 payout that I received, because it's the profit split plus the refund of the challenge fee that I spent on it. Yeah, so that was a really, really nice thing to see. Um, Looking at my FTMO account, like, this was quite painful right here. Like, I started my funded account and I instantly started losing, and I was risking more at the time. I was risking $750, and I lost, and then I hesitated on certain setups. I didn't enter a certain trade that was a win, and then that hurt my mental. And then, like, it was just a spiral, really. And then I went all the way down here to minus, like, minus 4.6% on the account. And it was right at the bottom here that I decided to change things. So what I did was I lowered my risk. I lowered my risk to a point that for me to get to break even, I would have to make 9.2 R, something like that. Like, something that basically just preserving my account, lowering the risk, so I could, trade better. Because if you're trading with a sizable amount that, makes you anxious after you take a loss, then your performance in trading is going to suffer. So by reducing risk, I felt a little bit lighter. Like, I felt like I wasn't hesitating on certain setups that I would before. I was just trading better, right? And the fact that I knew I had to make 9.2 R to get back to break even, I was like, I'm just gonna have to, like, trade this for a while and claw my way back out. And also it was around this time that I, started taking on more workload in my personal life. I now work full time. So that was also a good way for me to disconnect from my trading performance, was being a bit more kind of like busy outside of trading. And ironically, when I cut down risk and increased my, work on, outside of trading, I started to see my performance better. I mean, because there are certain trades here. There were 2 4R trades that I took that I was like, yeah, I think if I was risking more like I was before, I might have, like, taken profits early or hesitated on entering. So it's really important to not go in too heavy, to kind of view trading as in a different way. When I started viewing trading as just kind of like a way to supplement my income and lowering risk a bit, I didn't have as much of a emotional tie to each trade, and that allowed me the flexibility to perform better. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. This is my equity curve for the year. As you can see, my stats have now stabilized. I've got profit factor of 2.48, 2.5 profit factor, which is pretty good. A 40% win rate and a 2.2 risk to reward. So that's good. That's good. And as you can see, I had a really nice run, and then I got this losing streak that you can see. Like, this is, almost the same as the FTMO equity curve, just starting from up here. But yeah, then I just clawed my way out, got a couple of big trades, and now took a payout, and life is good. So yeah, it's been a wild ride, and it took much less than, like, it didn't take that long. It took like 2 weeks for me to go from 9.3 R to break even and to take a payout. So it's been a crazy, yeah, it's been pretty awesome. So moving forward, I'm keeping risk at 0.5% per trade, and yeah, just gonna put in the reps, I guess. Soon, I think when I take another payout, I will start another challenge, because the goal isn't just to have one account, it's to have multiple accounts. So I think one more. I think when I take my next payout, I'll probably go for like a funding pips challenge. So yeah, that's about it. I just want to say that it's been a long time coming, and I'm really happy that I got to this position. It's a big win for me, even though it's very at the start of my kind of like journey in being a profitable trader. My first couple payouts and finding consistency. But yeah, anyway, I'm kind of rambling, so hope this was cool, and we'll see what next week brings. Yeah, June has started off pretty solid. I'm at 6.5R in June. That's how, I managed to climb back out of drawdown. So yeah, good stuff. See you when I see you, I guess. Bye bye.